Hi everyone, my name is Bogdan and welcome to Acura Addicted channel, helping you to navigate in the world of automotive repairs, maintenance and reviews. In the past, I've made a video on a proper 2-bucket method exterior car wash. Now clearly that video was directed mostly at people like myself, that is having a massive OCD about every little detail regarding their cars. I'll have a link to that video in the description below and here. This is going to be a follow-up on that video for most people who only have access to coin washes. So if you have never heard of words like swirls or love marks, paint correction, or simply don't care about your car's paint, similarly to the previous one, this is not a video for you. So you might want to skip it. Have you already left? I'll give it a couple more seconds. Alright, for those who stayed, I'm going to cover some helpful tips and details on how to properly wash your car in a self-serve coin wash. Let's roll! The first thing to remember, try to choose a coin wash that has a lot of bays available, so there's no pressure on you to go really fast from other people waiting to fill in your washing bay. Second important thing, never touch your car's paint with the brush provided at the coin wash. You don't want to know how much dirt is in it and how badly it will scratch your car. The only thing that brush is good for are the wheels. Basically, you will be mostly using 2 car wash modes, high pressure rinse and regular rinse. Well, 3 if your coin wash has air compressor to blow water off. Now, despite it's a coin wash, you will still need to use a 2-bucket method. You're probably asking yourself right about now, how the heck would I be able to get 2 buckets full of water to coin wash and not spill this water all around my trunk? That's alright, I have an answer. Gamma seal lids for your wash buckets. Links for buying these along with everything else I use for a car wash are in the description.
Here's a basic set of things you will need for a proper car washing and drying. Buckets 1 and 2. Don't forget to rinse them off before filling them with water. Bucket grid guards 1 and 2. These need to be rinsed as well. Wash mitt. Preferably for car paint, you want to use a natural sheep wool mitt. Car wash shampoo. The foamier your shampoo is, the better. For drying, I find proper microfiber towel the most effective. For a car of this size, I would suggest to have at least 2. I also suggest having a couple of extra large thick microfiber towels to buff off the car with some sort of a spray wax or a synthetic car paint lubricant. And of course, separate microfiber towels for the wheels and bottom trim, which are most dirty even after the wash. I also use some tire dressing. I don't like the super wet look on my tires, but you pick up a spray you prefer. Let's roll!
What you do is you press this lid ring to a bucket until it sits properly. Now you can easily secure the lid to the bucket. Now fill in the water wherever you can at home so you don't spend money at the coin wash.
Let's rinse the grid guards and put them into buckets. I'm putting 2 in the clear water bucket for extra layer of water on top of the dirt that's going to sink into the bottom.
Let's do it to another one as well.
I don't fill the second bucket to the full, as I'm leaving some space to put shampoo in and foam it up at the coin wash later. And 1 grid guard here. Okay, so we're at the coin wash. Let's unload the buckets. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, unloading the buckets. I have 3 now, as this gray one is cracked, and I keep it to hold my washing accessories. Here's a little extra tip on how to deal with bird poop. You need to remove it as soon as you notice it, because it's acidic and it's eating away at your clear coat. You spray it with a lubricant, same one you use for drying your car, or a specialty solution like Goo Gone or similar. Let it soak for a minute, then you spray it again and use a clean dry microfiber towel to gently remove the top layer. When you're wiping, use a rolling movement to raise the towel and expose clean parts of it to the dirt. Spray it again and wipe using a clean side of the towel. Repeat until it's completely removed. Once everything is visually removed to the best you can see, use a clean microfiber towel to dry and buff out the surface. Of course, that doesn't mean that you don't have to wash it later, but at least you remove the acidic poop. Tires. Since you won't be able to change the water in the buckets, you won't be able to properly wash the wheels. Besides, my tires look a bit brown, so instead I recommend using a tire color restoration product, such as Mother's Back to Black. The application is very simple. You spray it on your tire wall, one at a time, and make sure as little product overspray as possible gets on the rim. Let it soak for 15 seconds and then simply wipe it off. Make sure to remove any overspray from surrounding areas. Repeat for other wheels, one after another. At a coin wash, there are usually clamps to hang your mats on for washing, so I'm going to remove them from the car and clamp them onto the wall. And yes, I use rubber mats all year around. They are much easier to clean. Time to add the shampoo and foam it up with a pressure washer. At this point you add some coins to start the washer and turn on the rinse mode. No soap. Once it's done, redirect the pressure washer to rinse the entire car. Make sure to hold the hose away from your car so it doesn't leave marks on the paint. I still have some time left in the machine, so I decided to use the brush to wash the wheels. Again, hold the hose away from the car so it doesn't touch it. Nothing crazy, just a quick rub on the rims and one around the tire. Watch the time, so you are not stuck on one wheel and have enough for all four. Oh yeah, and while you're at it, might as well rub the mats. And let's rinse everything now. Now it's time for washing the car itself. Remove both lids from the buckets. Dip your wash mitt into the foam and wash away. I am 5'10" and yet I'm not tall enough to completely cover the roof of this car without having something to stand on. So I got myself a compact step-up stool for this very reason. Since you only have one bucket of foam and one bucket of clean water, you don't have the luxury of being able to wash small areas at a time between rinses. But you can somewhat compensate it by turning your wash mitt to the clean side every now and then. As usual, you're going to start with the roof and then go down. Watch the water levels in both buckets and adjust the areas you're washing at a time accordingly to make sure you have enough water left for the entire car. And don't forget about windows and wipers. Oh, and I almost forgot about wheel wells. Let's rinse the car with high pressure from top to bottom. As well as empty the buckets and rinse them along with the grid guards. Now rinse the entire car again with low pressure. And I'm going to use whatever time left in the machine to blow the water off with air compressor. Hold the nozzle firmly, avoid touching the paint with it.
Thumbs up. Not everything is dry, so I'm going to follow up with a regular towel to dry it completely. Of course, don't forget to reinstall the mats. Now when I'm applying the tire dressing, I apply it to the applicator and not the tire directly. This way I avoid any overspray around the wheel. That's it. Let's pack everything back to the trunk and leave. Well, there you have it. And I only spent $5 to rinse the car in the beginning, in the end, and use whatever time left to blow off some of the water using compressed air, which is, of course, the best method for drying your car, because there's nothing that's physically touching the paint. Now, this method does not give you a full advantage of being able to 1. Change the water in the buckets when needed, 2. Use a foam cannon if you have one, and 3. Do it with no extra expenses whatsoever, because you still need to spend several bucks for the coin wash pressure washer. But it is a viable option for those who do not have any place to wash their cars themselves. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have filming it or more. If so, like the video, subscribe to my channel and click or tap the bell button to get notified when new videos are released. Thank you for watching, and as always, drive safe, use your turn signals, and remember, anything is possible with the right tools and motivation. See you next time!
Whenever I'm with you, I am alright. There's something about the way you make me feel inside. I'm counting down the days till we fly away, heading to the sun, only you and me.